People gas you at the start, take a break and follow trends. Expect you to ride away and save the hate for when you win. You gon' either sink or swim.
Yeah, so you have the degree that you're awarded once pharmacy school is over. That's your PharmD, that's your doctorate, right? But the licensing exam is what makes you a registered pharmacist. Now, a lot of jobs will require you to be licensed and have your degree and to be licensed. Some don't. But in order to practice, most states will require you to have that state law exam, which is, again, something that I have to do once I actually get my degree. And like I said, my university has communications with the board of pharmacies and things of that nature. Then I'll be able to kind of go and finish up everything to where I can go and practice. But most people, when they graduate from pharmacy school, they go right into community pharmacy, which is working at a CVS, right, and things of that nature. And a lot of these recruiters are like pretty much thirsting at the fact that there's like this class of people that can come in and kind of work at their stores, because like at the end of the day, there's been some shortages in that particular arena. So I feel like in terms of job security or in terms of just practicality, that is where it is the easiest to land a job. That's where like I know that I can get an offer from certain places just based off of my experiences and just based off of the network that I've built.
Right.
But I'm more so like the area of pharmacy that I want to practice. It's a little bit different. It requires, it's a little bit more specialized.
So would you have to travel for that?
Not necessarily, because like, for example, so it's managed care, and to be honest, it's like pretty much a fancy term for like more of the insurance. They call it like the payer, but the people that are kind of behind the scenes determining who's covered for what type of benefits certain populations need and things of that nature. Like I said, pretty much just all the insurance stuff. Who's kind of making the decisions, and there's pharmacists at those companies that are kind of helping people say, hey, I know about the drugs. There's these new drugs coming out. We should cover this. We should make sure people have access to this. So pretty much you're kind of delegating who has access to what and making sure people get the right treatment at an affordable cost.
Okay.
That's more so what I'm interested in. And like, for the most part, they want you to have a little bit more experience. But I feel like it is possible to get into that field, but like I said, it's a little bit more risky. It's like I'm taking more of a leap of faith, and like I want to get into that immediately. Most people are telling me like, hey, before you do that, do this for 10 years, and then, you know what I'm saying, or before you do that, like they mostly want people that do this, or you have to do this, that, and the third. But it's like, you know, I understand that, but like it's kind of like a leap. So I guess that's what I was saying when I, like, it's not the same as what you did by any means, but I feel like I am in a way kind of taking that leap, because like I said, it's uncertain. Like,
yeah,
nobody's really giving me a clear path on how to do it. Everybody's telling me like, hey, I did it, but I have to do all these things first.
Yeah.
And like I said, although I'm trying to get in at like the entry level, like I'm having to kind of create that road by myself.
So you think it's more so like something that like people just haven't seen it before, like in that field, like you're trying to do something that people like naturally or usually don't see. So it's something like they're trying to not really talk you out of it, but just kind of be like, all right, like I see what you're trying to do, but kind of like be careful doing it type of thing.
Exactly. And I feel like, you know, these are people that I respect, and like I said, I feel like they have valid like points, and they have a reason why they're asking me to proceed about it cautiously or trying to give me a more practical route through their eyes. But at the end of the day, when it comes to just knowledge on that particular subject matter, like I've done the research. Like every time I interact with somebody at this particular type of setting, they tell me like, yo, you know way more than a second-year pharmacy student any fourth-year pharmacy student that I met, they don't know this much about. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I really made it my job to make it to where I'm damn near a subject matter expert when it comes to this particular field, because I know that it's what I want to do. Like I need to be able to talk these people's language, because like it's like a hidden area of pharmacy. There's people in my university that had no idea that these jobs even existed. You know, it's kind of like hidden and in the cut. And what happens is a lot of people only end up going to that area because they get tired of what they're doing, whether it be retail, whether it be hospital, and they're looking for something else. But for me, I feel like since I'm coming off like I'm not looking at this as a backup, or I'm not looking at this as something that I'm just trying to do because I'm tired of what I've been doing.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted to do from the beginning, you
Yeah.
know, and like a lot of the experiences that I did in school, I made sure that it aligned with this particular
So you like
area.
prepped yourself for this moment
Right.
instead of like being in the moment. Like, damn, I don't want to do this. I want to do that. So you're not trying to do it like in the moment or make like a last second decision.
Exactly, and like I feel like I can speak towards that. You know, like if I get an
That's a big
interview,
part. That's
you know
a
what I'm
big
saying,
part.
I can speak towards that and say, hey, I'm not just like showing up at your door because I'm not having any luck getting jobs over here, or I don't
Yeah.
want to do this type of thing. Like I have years of experience. Like I said, my school didn't even have this is organization called an Academy of Managed Care Pharmacy, where
Mhm.
pretty much it's like an area or an organization where as a student you can kind of express your interest, and they have different things and different networking events and all that stuff, right?
Right.
To kind of help you get into the field. Our school didn't even have that. I had to take it upon myself to establish that with a couple of my peers. Like I said, I went to various meetings and symposiums and seminars and all this stuff, so it's like I have a lot in my pocket. So that's why I feel like I can go straight into it. You know, I feel like people, if they speak to me, they're gonna know that, hey, this guy's passionate about this. You know, this isn't like some backup plan of his.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's gonna shine through in the particular moment. But at the same time, it's still hard. Because
Yeah.
every time I'm going to the job descriptions, every time I'm going to the preferences in terms of the employers when they're trying to select candidates, they're like, we want somebody that has 3 years of experience here. We want somebody
yeah.
that's been doing this for 3 years and 5 years and all this stuff.
Don't you have experience like in the stores though, or like in pharmacy settings?
I do, but that's where it gets tricky, right? Because they kind of branch off the types of experience. So
Okay.
the community pharmacy experience. So like I said, I've worked in a hospital and I've worked in retail settings. But in this managed care setting, which is more on the insurance side, they want people that have had like that insurance type of experience. So like, you know, that's where it gets tough, because I was even asking one of my mentors, I'm like, how are they going to ask me for 3 to 5 years of experience in the managed care setting if I can't get a job? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
where are the jobs to where I can just kind of enter in? Because if everybody requires you to have 3 years of experience, then how am I going to get that initial experience?
Yeah.
You see what I'm
So
saying?
are there like intern programs with that?
There are. I'm not going to lie to you, Kevin. I was trying. When I was in school, I tried.
For
I
real?
was getting rejection after rejection.
Damn, for real?
Yeah.
I figured that'd be the best way. I figured that would be something that they want, like somebody who's like still learning, kind of on the come up, so
Right.
they can kind of like, because I know like a lot of internships, they'll hire you at the end of the internship. So I figure they want somebody that they can kind of like, I don't want to say groom, but like in that sense, kind of like groom to be in their setting or be work in their system. I figured.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like you're absolutely right about that. Most of the internship programs that I've looked at, and even when I spoke to some of the recruitment people, a lot of them, especially if they're looking for a 4th-year pharmacy student, they're doing the internship with the intentions of hiring this person once they if they get a feel for them.
Yeah.
But it's hard. You know, some of them are competitive. Like I said, some of them are out of the area, some of them aren't. But you know, I wasn't able to land any of them, unfortunately. Like I said, it's not because I didn't try though. Like I'll definitely say that. Like I said, I've gotten some experiences. You remember when I went up to Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
That is the type of lengths that I went to try to get some managed care experience, because I wasn't able to, like, my university didn't have any connections with any managed care organization. Well, they do have one, and like I said, I had already did that in my 2nd year, so I'm like, I need more experiences, right? And when I tried to look at the list of the experiences that my school had to offer, like, none of them really matched up. So I literally had to go to a CVS Caremark like rotation open house. I had to speak to all these people. I had to, like I said, network with people that I never met in my entire life. Let them know, hey, you got experiences over there, a city where I don't know anybody, and you know what I'm saying? Like, but if that's the closest, then I guess, you know, sign me up. And like I said, I feel like it worked out. But just stories like that, I feel like will always go in my favor, because it's like it speaks towards how much I want the experience. And even when I went up there, people were just so taken back by how much I knew and what I was willing to do in order to kind of get those experiences. And like I said, they kind of put that battery in my back and kind of charged me up to say, like, you know, like you're somewhat exceptional, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, like I said, they have no idea about like my grades, but in terms of what I know about managed care pharmacy and like how badly I want that, they're like, you're kind of like an exception. You could, you know what I'm saying, if you really pursued this, like you could make a way for yourself.
So, cause I didn't even know like in the pharmacy world like networking was a big thing.
Oh,
I had no idea. I thought it was like a center by center type of thing. I didn't know it was like an inner network that kind of like connected everybody. So
I'm top 2, niggas can't touch me. Yeah, I got songs, just wait, don't rush me.
I've been on 10. Chrome ain't flowing for nothing when a verse, then show me the budget.